Hey, what's up everybody? BDF 44 coming at you with another video. It wasn't. For those who watched my last video, I said, oh, it's a phone call. Hopefully it's good. Wasn't shit. It's always, no, it's not. It's nothing I needed. It wasn't people calling me from 66th Street. It wasn't all the people I called for housing. It wasn't anything. It was just a dude saying hello, 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 and then hanging up the phone. Never calling back. So probably a sales call. I ended up getting another call after that from somebody who did the same thing. So we know how that goes. When you need something, you're anxious to answer phones. The reality is I get sales calls all day. Nobody's actually calling, giving me what I need. But still doing pieces, man. Still trying to cope. So I'm always doing is coping, hoping and coping. I can't wait for this to be better. Whatever that looks like, you know. But I'm out of road, man. It's like I was telling people in 2 or 3 videos ago, I feel like I'm out of road. You run, all of a sudden you just get to the edge. What you gonna do? I ain't got wings, I ain't flying off of this. So, this is what it is, man. Try to keep my mind on what's in front of me right now. Try not to agonize about what it is I'm not doing or what it is that needs to be done or all these other things. I don't care to struggle with that when I know that's pretty much something certified that I have trouble with by way of them doctors. They tell me I have trouble with this. I don't need to try to figure it out. No, I don't figure shit. I'm sick. Been sick. That's it. The end. Some point you gotta have realization about that. I have mental illness, man, and this is how I live. It's not about me choosing nothing anymore. This is what it is. Anybody doesn't like it, join the club. I don't like it either. But what I'm not gonna do is go through the guilt trip like I did the first 37 years of my life. Everybody telling me what I should do, how to do it, and just all you gotta do is just. If you can convince this mind to just, believe in me, you're better than me. You're better than me. God didn't make me to just. He made me to deal with this for as long as I can, and that's what I did. And a lot of people got left by the wayside as it pertains to friends and family, and I guilt trip myself about that. Now it's like, look, I was ill, fam. That's it. I love all my friends from my past, but I was ill. That's all it was. I was ill when you knew me, and I got worse. And that's why I stopped talking to y'all. That's it. And the ones who stayed close to me, I stayed close to. Those who could handle that, they still know me today. Those who didn't, God bless you. I don't blame you for staying away. I would have too. But whatever you thought it wasn't that. If you think it was some beef, or if you think it was some issues, or you thought I didn't like you, no. I love you the same way I always did. Every last one of my friends. You just didn't stick around. And I don't think that I could have. I don't think I could have. So I don't blame myself about that no more. I really don't. Some of my friends, I used to think, man, you know, I should have tried harder. No, I shouldn't. Some of y'all, it was just meant for the friendship to go in different directions, man. Others, I'm happy to see you thrive in new places. You know, a lot of y'all moved away. I still love you the same way, fam. I'm just different in my head, man. I always was. And if you knew me close enough, you probably already knew me. That's probably why you stayed away. I have a problem with it. But, you know, all my close friends from back in the past, I just want to address y'all and say, hey, man, I never lost any love for anybody. I never had no bad energy with nobody. I just grew very comfortable staying away. And I was able to keep from ever feeling like this because of it. So I wouldn't be able to change that at all, man. A lot of family, too, siblings I ain't talked to. Man, I'm telling you, it was just the head. It's never nothing. You didn't do nothing. Nobody did anything. Last conversation I had with most of y'all was just as good as the first. No, it was nothing. It was just me, man. I just got comfortable staying away from people because I'd gone through enough in the presence of people to know that I was best all left alone in most cases. This is what it was, man. You go through some of the things I went through and you saw it the way I did with this particular brain, you ain't gonna be sticking around and say, oh, well, let me try to work on this friendship. Nah, man. Hell nah. Let me protect myself from ever feeling like I feel on this day. That's what I was doing. Staying away because I did not want to deal. A lot of y'all had a lot of friends. I didn't like those social settings. I wasn't going to go to the wedding. I wasn't going, you know what I mean? I wasn't going to do that shit. And a lot of y'all, some of y'all really got angry at me for that. And I promise you, I truly wish I was different. I'm not mad at you for being mad at me, but you do need to know. It wasn't you. It was my head, man. So y'all don't think it's bad energy or something like that? It was no bad energy, fam. I'm still the same B. And I had those problems when you knew me. I just handled them better back then than I do right now. Or was afterward, I guess is what you could say. I handled them with you better than I did after that. So a lot of time has changed. A lot of things have happened since then. Changed my brain a little bit. But yeah, man, I don't dislike none of my own friends. I ain't dislike y'all or dislike y'all significant others or nothing like that. It came off like, oh, since they got married, I guess he didn't like my wife. Nah, man, please. All y'all wives was cool. Everybody was cool. I didn't get close enough to anybody to find out you weren't cool, and that was the point. That was the point. I wasn't going to allow it to get to a point where I come to some type of conclusion about people not being cool. I got the hell away from them fast. When I started realizing that I enjoyed isolation, I took that very seriously and thrived in that isolation very much until I couldn't anymore, which is where we are right now. But I assure you, man, I was always down with my friends. Always appreciated all of them who showed me love. I appreciate all the good times we had, the good energy that we shared. All of that was straight. All of your people that, you had your families that I knew, your moms and dads, that kind of thing. I love all of them still, just the same. That's how this brain works too. I don't lose love for people just because I stay away. Maybe you did. That's your business. That's on your heart, and I don't care about that. Not today, I don't. If y'all lost love for me, it's just how it had to be. But don't think I lost love for you, because that's not how this worked. It's not how it ever worked. Probably still think about y'all to this day. Some of y'all, I do. Pray about y'all too. I want everything to be okay. I'll see you later on, that kind of thing. If we don't reconnect in this life, best believe I'll be watching over you. If I cared about you, I will be. The Lord allow me to and doesn't burn me for it. For whatever I did wrong on this earth. But I tried to be a good person for the most part, at least in my definition of it. The way my mom taught me how to be a good person, I tried. If I failed, if I didn't live up to y'all standards, I don't know what to say about that, man. I really don't. I don't know what to do with that. I tried. But I don't harbor much regret because I realized I couldn't have did anything else. You get to a point where when you're going through what I'm going through now, you realize even if I thought I could have changed it, now that things have gotten so bad and I haven't made certain changes, now I realize I could have never made those changes. It's easier to cope with. Like, damn, I didn't think I would let things get this bad. If I thought I was capable of letting things get this bad, maybe I would have did some things that would allow people to understand that I was doing that bad. But I thought I had things under control. It was my ex-girlfriend that even put it in my mind that there could be something wrong with my head. I never really considered myself being crazy, quote unquote, until she said it when I was like 25. Now, granted, I used to tell my mom when I was, little, that there's something wrong with me because I used to struggle in my head. I remember having a fit one time where I was in the kitchen. She had given me a spanking or something. I just remember saying, what you're asking me to do, I cannot do. It's not like I don't want to do it. I'm not angry at you. I'm not being defiant of you. That was when I first started realizing something. But I let that thought go out of my head because she kept on telling me there's nothing wrong with you, or why don't you just? That was one of her favorite phrases. Why don't you just do? And so I started believing her rather than keeping that thought in my head that there was something wrong. So it left me. But it came back. My ex, she was like, I see you talking to yourself. And she used to say, I see you talking to yourself. There's something wrong with you. You look crazy. I'm like, yeah, she's probably right. That's when it kind of clicked that maybe there was some mental health stuff, but I didn't perceive it like that. I was just listening to her, and I just thought that she was like observing or being rude. It was one or the other. I couldn't figure it out, but I knew that I had probably uttered something to myself in the presence of her, and that's probably what she saw in me. I'm one of those minds that can do that, which is why I'm always talking on this camera, because now I can make it make sense rather than just be talking about God dang self. Turn on the camera and do the same thing, only be addressing people and have some purpose to it. I was always BDF 44. That was the point. If they had cameras back then, I could have did this when I was a child, believe it or not, in a different way, obviously. But yeah, that's the point. I was always expressing whether someone was there or not. If you walked past my apartment when I lived at Dunsmuir, you probably heard me speaking to myself. I did not care. And the reason why was not because I wasn't aware that no one was there. It was because I'm a listener. And it's easier for me to condense my thoughts if my voice is what I'm listening to, rather than trying to be silent and letting a million voices in my head, plus music, plus everything else that goes on in this creative brain. I can condense it when I speak aloud. So that was the science behind it. It's not that I thought I was talking to anyone. Of course I wasn't. I'm a self-aware individual, so I was very aware that I was doing it too. I just didn't give a shit. I was in isolation. There wasn't nobody coming around to hold me accountable for doing so. Nor was anyone coming around to hold a conversation with me. But I'm expressive, so I had to do it anyway. It's exactly the science. That's exactly how that went. For those who remember me from Dunsmuir, you might have heard me talking to myself. That's the science. I didn't think I was talking to anybody. Very aware that I was just expressing aloud. And from what I understand and read, it's actually a sign of higher intelligence in some cases. So I just rolled with it. I was comfortable. Another reason why I like being by myself. In fact, that was the main reason, to be completely honest with you. That was actually the main reason. I didn't think anybody would accept that. That's how the isolation started. Just wanted to talk to me. Even when I was a kid, I told you I had imaginary friends, stuff like that. I didn't think I was actually talking to anybody. They were imaginary. That was the point. Figments of my imagination and the creative mind that was not cultivated at all as a child. No cultivation. Just raw expression. And so now that I've grown up to know myself a lot better, turn on the camera instead of just be yapping and stuff. People are like, what the hell are you talking about? Or who is he talking to? To the camera. Thank God for technology. So, tell y'all, man, I've always been this way. Even when the technology wasn't there, I was like this. Here's another piece that I do not like thus far. It ain't done, but it just ain't doing nothing for me. But doing my best to keep my head where I want it to be. Not doing what I need to do because it stresses me so. Let me look for an apartment. Let me look for hotels. I gotta hurry up. It's more like, yo, God got a day. After that, I'm not promising I'm even be here, y'all. He asked me for a day, I'll give him that. So as far as me looking for solutions, I'll try if he inspires me to do so. But he has yet to do that. So here I am doing art. When I have all this going on, it's no different than what I did over on Dunsmuir, no different than what I did at Linux. Always coping, never quite finding solutions. And I usually agonize over that. Like, why can't I just do that to myself like my mom used to do? Why can't I just stop that nonsense? Ask yourself why everybody can't do what you do. How about that? Why ain't y'all just doing art, playlists, videos on Lakers, singing all kinds of stuff, poetry? Why can't y'all do all the shit my head can do? Catch up to me. Fuck all that. That's where I'm at with it. Why don't y'all just do a million different things? Can't. Same reason why I can't do what you do. Let it be. Just like this ugly piece, I'm moving on from it because it is not good at all. And it ain't gonna get better. So it's time to move on. Sometimes this is how it is. This is not a good piece. I ain't gonna pretend it is. But yeah, I'm tired of beating myself up over stuff that people don't even understand about me. You know what I mean? For all I know, my head is exactly where it needs to be. And the world needs to catch up to me. I don't know anymore. But one thing I know is I'm tired of the world. I tell you that. I'm tired of it. And greater is it in me than what is in the world is what the Bible says or something like that. I think it's in the Bible. I don't know if it is or not. But I believe it. So I was very comfortable being myself despite the world not necessarily accepting that. Catch up. I'm the BDF. So that's pretty much how I feel right now, man. That's exactly how I feel. And believe it or not, I'm improving upon this piece as I'm talking. The piece is actually starting to look a little better. It's kind of how that goes sometimes too. It ain't done, so you can't really hate it until you know what you've completed. But it ain't my greatest piece. It's not my greatest piece, and it's a little damp, and that's probably why it's going to look even worse. But anxiety is consuming me right now, you guys. I'm just feeling all of my problems, feeling all of the issues, feeling everything. I just want out. I want out. I don't care if we're dealing with this anymore. I don't care if we're feeling like this anymore. I don't care for the continuation of needing from others to feel better and just wondering if they're going to give that to me or not, or wondering if they're going to get tired of that or not. I don't care for any of that, man. I don't care for any of this shit no more. I don't, man. It's too hard. It's been hard. And God don't seem to have no mercy for me as it pertains to what I need. You know? No mercy. It's like, nah. I guess whatever sins I committed in the past, he's still kicking my butt for it. So it's like, yo, nah, you don't get to feel better. What you get to feel is faith. So apply that. I'm trying. That's exactly how I feel about it. It's like I'm still being tortured for stuff that he did not like that I did. That's what it feels like. Even though I've done a bunch of stuff that he does appreciate, he's still punishing me. So I ain't got no right to say, stop the punishments. Yeah, right. Yeah, right, buddy. That's not how that works. God is still God. So if you're going to believe in God, you got to take what comes with that. And if you don't believe in God, then chances are you're going to do something to make him mad. It's just part of how this works. Even some of us who do, as you can clearly see, do stuff that makes him mad. And that part really hurts, but you just deal with it, you know. So, yeah. This is what it ended up being. Not my greatest piece, but I turned it into something a lot better than what it was looking before. Whatever. This is a duplication of the same old stuff, man. When I first got it started, I was so much more imaginative. You know what I mean? It was a lot of different things I could do because I didn't have a routine to swiggle, 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 line, 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 BDF in the middle. And I just would love to get back to being creative like I was in the beginning. But a lot of times, if I'm being completely honest with you, I was high. I was really stoned. I would smoke, listen to music, and do like 30 pieces. So it's like 40 pieces sometimes, 50 pieces sometimes, and that's just not my reality. I'm sober as a baby. And miserable as hell, so I'm just kind of doing what feels right. That's what I really need, some weed. It'll make me feel a lot better, but can't afford it. Can't afford the meds. So you get to sit here and feel whatever you're going to feel when you can't afford the meds. It's true. I ain't selling no shares to do that. No, I'm not. And the money I got is enough to get me somewhere. I can basically get where I need to go in an Uber. That's about it. After that, I can't even pay for the place without getting some money in my pocket. What time is it? It's still 11:44. So it's time to do things, even though I'm not inspired to do nothing but talk to y'all and do this. Throw this away. That's another thing I've been trying to do, is get rid of some of these markers that just don't harbor any real ink anymore. Not tossing things away before I leave this place so I can condense the space that I have to some degree. Because I'm adding things to my situation that I wasn't bringing with me. So I don't know if everything I have is not going to fit in them 4 bags, especially with them 2 8-pound weights. I might actually end up leaving 8-pound weights in this room for someone else to use. Wouldn't be the first time I had something on for a couple of weeks. It's like that table I was telling y'all about. You know, and I still got to carry the fan. So it's like, I don't know if I'm actually even taking everything out of this place. I might have to leave it in the donation room. which part of me gives a crap, but a part of me knows I've been agonizing over that, so I need not give a crap about it. Just like I did with the stuff that I had at Linux. It's like, you can let that be something you agonize over, or rather be anxious about, or you can just say forget it and let that be one of the things that you don't care too much about going forward. And I think that's how I want to feel about that. It's good for what it's worth. I'd buy it again. It was only, what, $25? Spend more on weed, fam. Let's be real. Spend more on weed. Ain't gonna be nothing to spend $25 on some weights if necessary again someday, whenever I get $25 more. Credited to my name. Which shouldn't be too long from now. If the state of California can give me my GR, then maybe I won't have to feel so damn unalivable. How do you say suicidal without actually saying it? Y'all got so many different words that y'all don't want to say nowadays. It's so weak to me. Like, can we just get back to the English language? You know what I'm talking about. And if it's going to trigger your mind, then why wouldn't the new word trigger your mind? It's the same. Unalive definitely is the word we're using now for that. So like, that word's now triggering because it means the same thing. I don't know. I'm trying to make sense of what it is that y'all agreed to, and to be honest with you, there's no sense made of any of this. Y'all just doing stupid shit because you don't know no better. Honestly. That's what I've come to the conclusion of a lot of people. And I don't talk about all that stuff because it's going to hurt a lot of people's feelings, but a lot of the stuff that y'all agree to is going to be funny to your kids. Y'all silly as hell, man. But I'll leave it at that. 2023 is a throwaway year, a throwaway culture. I kid you not. Stuff is not duplicatable. It's not something anybody should want to do ever again. A lot of stuff we're doing right now should be left right here. This is one of the corniest years. I kid you not. Does I feel? One of the corniest bad culture years I've ever experienced. It's bad, man. It's really bad. But somehow I found a couple of good songs to make a couple of good playlists out of this nonsense. While y'all doing all this that I don't agree with, while y'all running around trying to make yourselves important, more important than maybe any other people who ever came before. And I am, and this is me, and we are. Yeah, I got it. Good. Okay, you got it, buddy. Everybody wants to be themselves. And we are, and you will call us. No, you're just another person going in the ground, fam. You're not no more important than anybody else. Do something to leave somebody something that makes them feel better. Stop making everything about yourselves, 2023. Can we do that? Do something that's going to leave these kids with some substance instead of everything about the attention and me, and my, and we are, and again, that's how I feel. Over it. It's one of the reasons why I'm feeling so defeated, because I want away from y'all culture at this moment. I really do. It's just too much self-exhaustion, godlessness, you know. Making the same mistakes over and over and over again. It's like, come on, man. I'm over the selfishness. I'm over the callousness. I'm over all of it. I'm over this not really having any ink to it whatsoever. It's another one I can throw away. Yeah. I'm getting somewhere in regards to that. I'm throwing some away, that's for sure. Probably not the greatest color that followed up. This is another one. These are dull. This is the dull bag. I might as well throw away most of this bag, to be honest with you, because they're not my latest colors. They're the colors that were left over after I bought new colors. And not much to them. Excuse me. Another thing I'm sick of is being allergic to everything. Life was a lot more fun to live when I could use soap and eat eggs and various different things. My body's rejecting at this point, never probably to return. So it's like I can't even eat food that I like to taste. Like, even though it's keeping me healthy, keeping my stomach clean, it's like, even if I wanted to eat some of this stuff, I cannot eat it. You know, I told them people, if I were to go to 66th Street, I got to do laundry before I lay in bed, because if I lay in that bed, I might come up itching all over the place. It's like, that type of stuff make you want to leave the earth. You don't want to be here. What the hell am I doing here? You really legitimately say, yo, I can't even live a simple life. I got to do my own laundry no matter where I go. I got to have my own sheets no matter where I go. And I didn't buy any. So it's like, backing me to a corner, God. You want me to stick around, but you're backing me into a corner, fam. And he said, well, just give me one more day. I don't want you to quit. Quit what, man? Everything sucks. What am I quitting? The whole thing is not very fun right now. Another one I can throw away, so it's done. So, yeah, man. It's a lot that goes into it. It ain't just me being unhappy with my brain. It's also my body that ain't really cooperating with literally anything. I gotta eat a certain way, gotta wash a certain way, gotta use certain soap. If I use certain cleaning equipment, I better be careful not to let it touch my body. Tired of it, man. I don't want to do this anymore at all, bro. I don't. I'm done, man. I am done. I'm just letting people know the truth, man. I'm not ashamed of that, because I know what I'm dealing with. I know what I've been dealing with, and I know what I need, and I know that I don't have a path to getting it, and I'm over this. I don't want to leave my hometown, you know what I mean? It's too expensive to live here. Another one I could throw away. So I just want God to forgive me for everything I ever did wrong. I want Him to lead the people I'm talking to right now to a place of peace. Hopefully He doesn't have their bodies turn on them, so they don't be all frustrated with life when they got stuff going on. You know what I mean? I hope that whatever it is you got going on, you find solutions for, or someone can find those solutions for you, just like Bronze found me this place, and Lennox as well. Hopefully choose good partners so they don't leave you in further agony. I've been fortunate enough to not have nobody attached to me like that. The worst thing I got to deal with is her just not being around, which is not the worst thing in the world when you consider how I'm doing. Probably best. I ain't nobody up under me saying, where you at? Why you ain't? How you doing? Where you at? Why you being silent? I don't want to hear none of that shit from nobody. So I'm fortunate in that way. I don't want to deal with it. You got to get money. Yeah, I know. But you can't be with me. That's why I'm not with you. But you don't got to worry about that, because if I had money, I wouldn't be with you. Those type of women, trust me, I could be a billionaire and I want nothing to do with y'all. Don't come around me. Especially if I get out of this situation. I'm telling you now, do not come around me. You are Brandon repellent. If you're the type of person that needs a man to have money, you are Brandon repellent. Go away. I do not like you. I sure as hell ain't gonna love you. No more than the love with the Lord, you know. No more than with the love of the Lord. But if like gold diggers and people who are, you know, don't have substance, you listen to me in any of these videos, you can clearly see we ain't get along. I don't want you around me. Being honest. Gold diggers and people that, you know, we must, hey, he gotta have a certain, good. Stay over there and find him. Now come over here. That's how I feel about that. I don't think I've ever said that out loud, but I felt that way my whole life. Those people are repellent. Imagine, I'm a bug, they are raid, literally. Stay your ass over there. And look, I'm not telling you you can't find what you're looking for. Keep your standards. Just don't put me in your category. I'm not. I'm broke. Gonna stay broke forever as far as you're concerned. Straight up. See what people like Tyrese is going through. Woman clean him out. See what Steven Jackson went through. He left his girl at the altar. I don't necessarily agree with that. You don't leave nobody at the altar. But if she proves that she's only there for the money, then I guess it makes sense. But I'm not in for abandoning people like that. Look, we can have a conversation. I'm not giving you my money. It's not hard. Like, I'm not giving you my money. Ain't no sense in planning no wedding. No, none of that. I'm not doing that. You're not getting my money. If you don't want to sign a prenup, we don't even have to go that far. I'm not going to be sitting up here asking you last minute, asking you again, you sure? You sure? No, you're very sure. You're very sure. If you told me once that the prenup is something that you're not for, and I'm not for giving you half of my money at any given point, then chances are that's the end of the conversation. I ain't got to keep on asking you to sign a prenup. She there for the money. So that was the part of the Steven Jackson story I didn't quite understand. Like, you kept asking her like she was going to change her mind. Bro, she there for the money. You know, now unless you just want to be petty and leave her at the altar for the rest of us to see, for which it sounds like that's what that was about, then you did what you did. But don't sit up here and act like she's going to grow a heart for something other than money if she already told you one time that she ain't signed a prenup. No, bro, she's there to get your money. She's going to leave you probably with a couple of kids that you have to pay for as well. So Yeah, if that's what's going on there and that's how she feels, then you need to let her find what she's looking for. Don't waste too much of her time. Don't let her waste any of yours. So everybody got their way to go, and she will find out what really comes with what, just like the rest of them do eventually. You can treat people like trash for money, and you will get what comes with that from the one who is the creator. He don't really like too much of that at all. But a lot of y'all don't believe in him, so have it your way, baby. Just don't have it my way. Don't bring it my way. And don't, anybody can be a sucker. Anybody can get, duped. I ain't saying that you're going to recognize these people, but that's why you got to have this is why you got to make sure sex ain't the first thing you're paying attention to. Because if the only reason why you're dealing with that woman for sex, then chances are the only reason why she's dealing with you is for money. Let's be real. You ain't exactly the hottest thing in the world. Chances are, if you one of them dudes got all this damn money, you ain't her dream guy, dude. Her dream guy is the money itself. It could be attached to just about anybody. You're a transaction. Know that and find somebody who don't see you like that. Period. And if you cool with being a transaction, then break bread. Don't sit up there and act like, Don't sit up there and act like you're not cool with the situation and then, still stick around and get shocked when she, nah, bro. You want her because she's the most beautiful thing in the world. Are you the most beautiful thing in the world? No, but you got a lot of money, right? And she always wants you to buy something, right? Get it right. Let's not play stupid no more. That's how I feel about that. So like I said, if that's who you are, I'm broke, ain't got nothing, ain't getting nothing. Stay away. And I don't need you. That's the thing. It's like, I'm not one of them dudes that be like, oh my gosh, she's so fine. Let me make sure she's looking at me. Let me make sure I flash. I don't need nothing from you. It's like, what am I looking at you for if that's what you're about? You have no substance. You listen to this brain and how it talks. You ain't gonna even be able to have a conversation with me. All I'm gonna be trying to do is teach you why what you do ain't no good, and you ain't gonna want to hear that. That's what our conversation is gonna be about. So, like, why would I even sit down with you? You're gonna sit in there in silence, and you're gonna be looking at your phone for somebody else who actually has what you want. I ain't gonna be sitting down. I ain't going on a date with nobody like that. Just because she's pretty. I'm pretty. Pretty tired of that bullshit. So, you being real today, man. You being real, because like I said, I'm almost done here. Like, literally. I'm about done with everything. So, ain't no sense of me holding no punches on no opinions, except for the ones that are honestly just going to hurt people's feelings, for which I don't really have too many of those. If you're a good person, I'm not looking to hurt your feelings. If you're a gold-digging person, I'm just looking for you to find what you're looking for, honestly. Because what's looking for you is definitely going to find you. You are a transaction too. That ain't fair. That's all I ask. But yeah, man, that's what it is. It's too bad a lot of pretty girls are like that, because everybody likes pretty girls, but a lot of pretty girls understand that's the game. So rather than going in looking for something and end up getting their heart broke, they just play the game along with everybody else. Culture. If he ain't got no money, he ain't got no time for me. But the reality is they just don't believe in love. They don't believe in it until they run into it, but then by then they're so jaded that they don't know it when they see it, so they end up giving up on it because of the culture of needing money. A lot of y'all moms and stuff like that be teaching y'all how not to find what's meant for you, because they were taught how not to find what's meant for them. They're looking for business transactions. Get a job. That's where you get your money. You get it from a man, you're probably going to find something that comes with that you don't like. Then again, a lot of times, even when you don't, you end up getting cheated on and stuff like that. So who am I? I'm just a person who doesn't want certain things in his life. Hope you find what you're looking for. It's not my greatest piece at all. Not at all. It's not something you probably gonna spend a whole lot of money on, but it's what came to mind, man. I am done doing art. I've given enough of myself to this today, man. I am so ready for the Lord to take me home, man. I'm tired of living this way. I really am. No solutions are coming my way. No peace, nothing. Just a bunch to complain about, and more of a cycle that I am tired of. I want people to know that I don't want you to feel like quitting like I feel like quitting. I want you to endure about 40 years of this before you ever let that happen. You know, you have to really, really be tired mentally, and a lot of y'all ain't mentally ill, so there's no reason to be that tired. Just do what you got to do. Buckle down and get it done. If something needs to be done, do it. Because believe me, if my head worked that way, that's all it would be. As much as I do this art, I would do everything else. So that's what people need to understand. If you're not mentally ill, you ain't got no business being this defeated. Just do what you got to do, fam. Turn to God. Get your help for whatever you need. If you got, do what you got to do. If you got to get a job or do extra work, do it. Do it for me. Who can't bring himself to do it? Though I want to. I don't want to, so therefore I can't. That ain't nothing to play with. I'd probably be a millionaire several times over if I didn't have this brain. But if I didn't have this brain, I probably would not be able to do the things that would make me a millionaire several times over. So I just got to live with that, you know what I mean? I literally do. And because you don't, do what you got to do. BDF 44, I thank you all for watching. I'm out.